I think I like the whole identity, the losing, because and I started talking about it naturally about how everybody's kind of lost their sense of who they are, what you mentioned earlier, and about the 5-year plan, and people ask you what your 5-year plan is and what your goals are, and we say we don't have one.
I've changed. I've literally changed in that. I used to be like goal orientated because it was based on the perception of success, sucking the excess of your energy, and realizing that I was chasing not the wrong thing, but just chasing something that was out of alignment with me, and realizing it wasn't about the outgoings, the outcome. It was the income that I need to put in within myself. So just like being like, shit, why have goals when really, if the goal is me, to work on me, all of that stuff will figure its shit out. Like the way I flow now, everything, I magnetize. I'm not submitting to people's ideas of like, oh, I need to be like this, or I need to do this and I need to do that because of this success, but realize I'm, as we were talking about before, in terms of being busy doing what? Like I'm busy now, but in a different way. I'm being of service to others and myself first, others. And so then like what happens is as we were saying, when people introduce themselves, when you say, oh, who are you? They introduce themselves, what they do, not who they actually are. So like we were saying, if someone was in our next meeting and saying, I'm love.
I'm love. That's my thing.
I normally say I'm human.
I'll say I'm love.
That will just completely make people go, what?
Because I feel that ultimately is what we was created to be and what we was created to do. God is love. That is who we was created, but somewhere along the way we've lost that and not able to receive it in its purest form, not able to give it in its purest form. I think I was watching you guys the other day talking about love.
Is love enough?
Is love enough? Something along those lines. And the thing that came to me was, I think there's a difference between unconditional love and love. Unconditional love is pure, whereas love is, as Rosh mentioned about the attachments, there's a lot that's attached to it. So I'm on a journey of getting back to understanding who I'm meant to be, and that is first and foremost is love. To give and to receive love.
Did you ever stop being love?
Yes.
When?
I believe stop being love. I think I only learnt that I am love when I went on that journey in my mid-20s. Before that, I don't think I knew who I was. And that's why I ended up in situations or a relationship that I shouldn't have been in, and I didn't know how to recognize what I was feeling. I didn't know what was going on in my body. I didn't know how to express my emotions. Part of being love is about giving yourself what it is that you need. I always say the scripture that talks about love your neighbor as yourself, but how can you love your neighbor if you don't know how to love yourself? You've got to know how to love yourself to know how to love your neighbor. Like you can't, do you know what I mean? You've got to. So I've learned that me is the focus, and on that journey, that's when I learned that I am love, not in its fullness. I'm still on that journey, but I'm meant to be love.
Like it's really worrying as well, isn't it? Like that you get to 20 years of life and you're still figuring that shit out. You're like, what? But then we were talking about before, it's this performance aspect of who you need to be in it. Like everyone's performing, and then you get beneath the veil and you're like, oh shit, you're not who you say you are, like in terms of integrity. And also like people become ideas. So when like we're seeing it with themes on like misogyny and men and women in relationships and this and that and the other, this isn't them. This isn't actually their own mind. This is ideas that they are becoming and adopting and you're like, where's your mind? Like, I'm hearing a program, but I'm not hearing you. Because people want to, I guess it's, the system's clever at like tribing people. Like, oh, we can try people
You
through
fall into
ideas.
that.
So
You
like,
fall
let's
into that
throw this
category.
idea out there and see who follows that and that one. Oh yeah, it's great. They're fighting each other. It's yeah, because it's really interesting when I'm speaking to a lot of people now. I'm like, oh, I heard that on TikTok. And I'm like, or even if I haven't, because I'm not on it as much nowadays, I hear the same pattern. I'm like, you're not saying the same exact thing.
Yeah.
What happened to like your unique mind?
Yeah.
Which is for me a danger, because it means that you get these kind of robotic humans, and then that disempowers like the ability to be your unique self. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like that's part of
The plan.
No, it is.
The
I
other
feel
plan.
like it's organised. It's definitely organised. It's definitely supposed to be this way because it is this way. You know, Jay usually speaks about other countries that have their things set up in a certain way to kind of like benefit its people. You know, that's with intent. So you can intentionally benefit people and make them have healthy perspectives on life and all this kind of stuff. But you know, when you say what you say, it's really as simple as they turn us into words, letters, and we buy into it.
Become our labels.
We become our labels, and that becomes a part of our identity. And because we end up, you know, blindly investing everything into it, we believe it. When really, to say that you believe it is to say that you're not really sure, because it's a belief. It's not like set in stone. You get what I mean? So, but I think that that's really the only way that they can take the energy from us, because really what we are in our purest form is energy, and it's the energy that that we hand over for money at the end of it,
Money's a funny one.
which is sad because that's not worth anything. Your energy is the thing that attracts everything. So you end up giving your entire being over to an idea that ultimately
is leeching off of you. Do you know what I mean?
leeching off of you, like
Sucking
they are
you dry.
literally feeding.
You think you're getting
off
value,
of
but
you.
you're getting fed.
The value is though, like the
That's why
value
social media is free.
is what you.
So it
So
comes
the
at a
value
cost.
is what
It's a
you
cost.
give. You give value. You give true value, attention, energy, time, blood, sweat, tears. You give all of you for nothing, really. But ultimately, when I think of used to, you lot are actually doing what I feel like everybody is here to do, which is help. You lot are helping. You lot are I feel like the purpose for everyone is to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Serve.
Service,
Yeah.
to serve.
I was gonna be.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta be very honest though, because I would say for quite a number of it, I wasn't actually helping. Because
And it can look like you are.
I was. The intention was there, which is sweet, but actually because I wasn't serving self,
He was busy in yourself.
I
Running
wasn't
for
helping
yourself.
because I basically people won't say it or they won't know it, but they will pick up on like, okay, but you're not helping yourself, so how can I really be invested in you? So it's an unconscious thing where it's like, but people know, like they've always known me to be that helpful guy, whatever it is, but then I'm not helping from a place of being able to truly help. Does that make sense? But it's my path, if that makes sense. So it's like I needed to go through that to understand now, like in reflection, oh shoot, okay, cool, because then you can speak to it. But when I think about it, foundation, because I didn't have the foundational tools there, because your models are in the same place, right?
Yeah.
They start off, they get older, and then they learn, and they're like, it's too late, I've already told you other things. It's never too late. But I wasn't, when I think about it, I'm like, I wasn't actually helping, because I was creating, without knowing, saviorism. which is, that's not helping. Helping is to say, hey, you've got your own tools. Who are you? Show the mirror of people who they are, so they can truly understand. And then you're like, cool.
I think there's levels, Jada.
There is levels.
I think there's levels. I believe that you were helping, but you've evolved, as Ant mentioned earlier. You used the word evolved. So you're now helping, because in 5 years' time, you're going to say the same thing about now. In 10 years' time, you're going to...
No, I won't say...
You could end up, you might learn something else and be like, do you know what, actually, what I was saying wasn't... You know what I mean? It's
I'm grand scheming it. I'm not thinking the individual, like me, day to day, boom, yeah, helping. But grand scheme, not really. Because of the programs we've been given, if that makes sense.
I think I get what you mean.
It's double-edged. It's a double-edged.
I hear what you're saying.
Intention-wise, yes.
But I think it's based on lens of where you're at different points.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I realised that there was an insecurity within me, so the help was I'm helping you to actually deal with it insecurity with me, and then I'm promoting it.
Yeah.
Which to me wasn't actually helping.
Because you didn't start off with self.
Yeah, I didn't start with self, and it wasn't about all that. Now I'm in a space of like, yeah, I don't need to do all that validation stuff.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about, like people trying to prove themselves and all this stuff. That's not helping. That's you trying to deal with something within yourself.